but I was having a cool conversation with somebody today, and it kind of brought me back to it. And I was talking about it in the context of the campaign of caring, that there are things that I'm taking up in my life and I'm expecting and kind of giving myself permission to make mistakes so that I'm not caught in this space of, everything has to be perfect and can't possibly do anything unless it's perfect, which is inherently sort of limiting. It doesn't really get me anywhere. But also the value of mistakes, that mistakes are a way for us to learn. And this person was actually kind of talking about how grateful they are for a particular mistake they made recently. And to be able to take up that position of gratitude in the context of a mistake is really, really inspiring to me, because it's a reminder. We learn from our mistakes is a thing that we talk about all the time, or at least you hear about all the time. And I think it's spoken about so often that it doesn't really have any meaning. And yet it is such a powerful, powerful idea that for me, literally the things that I screw up, they happen in a context. The mistake that I make is a mistake because of something that I'm trying to do or something that I stand for. And in many ways, that mistake makes that thing that I'm trying to do that much clearer. And it's really, really useful for me as I try to do whatever it happens to be. My wife used to work with a guy named David Mamet, and he used to talk about fail big. And there's all this stuff about loving to suck is a thing that musicians talk about a lot, because we come from this tradition where, if you're willing to put yourself out there just at the edge of what you're capable of as a musician, then you can be at that place of growing, because that's really where the growing happens. If all you ever do is kind of where you're comfortable and where you can do something, then nothing's ever going to change. And so I'm thinking about that in the context of mistakes too. It's like, be willing to make mistakes, be willing to push yourself out there far enough. And it's wild, because literally there's a song, one of my songs I was playing and I screwed it up, I thought. And it turns out this thing that was a screw up, because it wasn't how it had originally been, is now a part that I play all the time, because it's actually sounded really cool. And the only reason why it happened was because I messed it up. And so the value of mistakes is what we're talking about today on What's Next with Dr. Joel. That's it for today. Hope everybody's having a great day, and I'll be